Hi, Paul Bedford here from Retention Guru, and in this short clip, I am talking to Matthew and Mo about where we are as an industry in terms of retention and what's been going on over the last 20 years. And I've known Matthew for about 20 years, and so he was very direct with his question. I thought it was a great question. Where are we with retention? What are operators doing to improve it? And do they even care? Now, if you've got any questions or comments, put those in the box down below. If you want to watch the full interview, that'll be on the Lifts podcast. We'll put a link into that. For now, just enjoy the clip and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye.
And it's one of those things that being around you and the industry for a long time, continues to be one of those things that we talk about a lot. But before this interview, I was kind of thinking about it and sort of, it's almost like, okay, the industry's been around for a long time, and I get generally the importance of incremental improvements within the business. But I was curious to say, like, you know, where, since you got involved and you became the retention guru, like, you know, where are we? Are we still having the same conversations about retention? Because I was thinking that probably there's two camps of businesses. The ones that are not bothered about it and their business model is based on just kind of getting people to sign up, and it's like, look, as long as they can come in and, you know, have a free pizza on a Friday or whatever, then we're good with that. And then there's the other one where, you know, probably some of the smaller operators, and I'm generalizing, but where they're very customer service focused. They do a great job. They create communities, you know, and really, really nice, clean gyms, and they don't really have an issue with it. So I was just curious, how would you frame where retention is in terms of where it was probably 10 to 15 years ago, where it is today, and what are some of the key issues that we're still wrestling with?
I think that where we've come from is, I think, you know, as a result of the work that I've done and some of my colleagues have done, we have a lot more knowledge now about what actually affects retention in terms of lifetime value and the individual factors that you can manipulate within a business to improve that. I think people still struggle, a lot of businesses struggle with understanding retention is an outcome. It's not a physical thing. It's like there are lots of things you can do to improve retention. It's a little bit like there's a lot of things you can do to lose weight, and if you start doing any of them, it'll have an effect. But if you could optimize which ones would have the biggest effect on you, and that's why I think we've got more understanding of the things a business can do. So if I go into a business and they say we don't have any staff, but they've got a beautiful facility, it's 24-hour access, it's like, well, then we're going to have to go digital with this. If you want to improve the lifetime value of your members, you've got to go digital. If they're talking about, actually, we've got staff, but we don't know what the staff need to do, then we can go, okay, here are the activities, the day-to-day behaviors those staff need to perform that will contribute to lifetime value. I think there's still a lot of businesses, and I understand this, that are profitable. And as long as they're profitable, it's like, I'm not going to change the formula that makes me profitable and perhaps need to do more work. So if I've got a club and it's making me, you know, 10, 20% profit every year that I can take home as a salary, I'm either going to just keep rolling that along because it's easy to do that. And if I want to scale my business, I'll just replicate that model rather than going, actually, I want to make 20% more than I'm making by improving the one I've got. I'll just open another club and another club and another club because we know that works. And so I think the business motives, depending upon whether you're building a business to sell that business, depending on whether that business is private equity funded and it's got to show growth, whether it's listed and it's got to show like how it's evolving and attracting new markets, will determine where people put retention within their scale of what they want to do. But I think the thing that challenges most operators is that retention is such a lag measurement. The things you do at the moment take a while to show up. And if you don't use the right metrics to measure the changes, you could put a strategy in that works really, really well. The metrics you're using don't pick it up, and then you abandon it or go, we tried that, it didn't work for us. But actually either they didn't follow up for long enough or they didn't measure it in the right way. So I think that's where we're at.